my heart feel so bad? Why does my soul feel so bad? Why does my heart feel so bad? Why does my soul feel so bad? Why does my heart feel so bad? Why does my soul
Yo. What is up, everybody? How is everyone doing today? Let's see here. Sorry, one sec. Okay. Hope everyone's doing good, guys. So I want to get a Shitcoin summer stream up. I'm sorry that my mustache is gone, but it's coming back. I'm growing it back. Don't worry. Don't stress. It's coming back. But yeah, hope everyone's doing good, guys. Want to get a quick Shitcoin summer stream out. I know the market as a whole is in a bit of a precarious place. We've got some news from Binance with a top executive, I think is their chief strategist, CSO, leaving the company, and some people are saying, oh, it's because of their response to the DOJ, and then him coming out and saying, no, it's not, and it's for other reasons. I need to be a better father and spend more time at home. And some people are getting like kind of FTX vibes, right? Where it's like, well, can we trust Binance to be telling us the truth? Is there more going on behind the scenes that we're unaware about? My non-financial, non-legal advice would be, my advice is a cartoon character who now uses a panda, shout out to Can't Buy Pandas, as his avatar, would be better safe than sorry, right? Based on my experience with FTX, I wish I would have been a little bit more cautious when there was bad news or FUD or whatever you want to call it, and just had protected myself as opposed to just assuming that everyone was acting in good faith and everything was going to probably be fine. Do I think Binance is probably fine? Yes. But again, I've said this before. I thought FTX was probably fine. I think the market is in a different place than it was, and I think Binance is much more critical to crypto than FTX is. They are the biggest exchange by orders of magnitude. I think they are a much more critical piece to crypto. And if Binance were for some reason insolvent or were to get, fucked over by the government, I think we're in a lot worse shape than, FTX, which did nuke us, but, we're now 2x up from where FTX collapsed in terms of price. 2x. We went down from 20 to 15. Now we're 30. So again, my opinion, better safe than sorry. At the end of the day, you can always put your money back, right? If you take some money off there, or at least some of your funds off there, if it all turns out that it's not a big deal, it's a nothing burger, redeposit, right? I wish that's what I would have done with FTX. Had my money taken off, and then if everything was okay, I could have put it back on. But here we are, broker than I was before. I'm going to need some of that Rollbit money that they're throwing around. Oh my God, some of the deals that I'm hearing are insane, and Papa needs a taste, just a sniff, because oh my God, it looks like they're just bringing on everyone at this point. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on the Binance shit real quick. Better safe than sorry. There is almost no downside to taking your money off and being safe, as opposed to just, being like, I trust CZ, he's not going to fuck me over. If everything's fine, put your money back on there, right? Never hurts to be safe. So that would be my opinion, my non-financial, non-legal advice, okay? Especially after what I went through with FTX. Trust me, you do not want to lose your money the way I lost my money, because that shit fucking hurt. Because not only did the market crash, all that money that I lost could have been used to buy the dip, but instead it was just gone. Instead it was buying Sam and his fucking orgy of nerds amphetamines instead of buying me more crypto. Okay, so we're gonna focus on your shit coins today, guys. But I will talk a little bit about BTC and Ethereum, as I do believe that they are at a little bit of, kind of critical junctures. And we do have that kind of overhang of the Binance news. I think the most ideal scenario is that, Binance clears this fucking FUD. And then, we can kind of continue on the bull trend that we are in on the higher time frames. Obviously, there's a little bit of concern with how equities look, starting to look a little bit toppy. But primarily, I think from, the really high time frames, crypto still looks okay. The lower time frames are starting to get a little dicey. So we'll cover Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then we'll look at the shit coins we covered last week and some new ones. I am heading out of town. It's my birthday in a few days. 4 days. 4 days from now, okay? I'm getting old. Turning 33. So that's insane. So I'm heading home, visit family, hang out for a couple of days, but I'll have my laptop, so I'll be able to do streams and updates and things like that, because I finally defeated the evil beast, which is Razer fucking Electronics, and got my laptop back for now. Okay. So, with that being said, let's get into the video. I quickly want to give a shout out to the sponsors of these streams, SmartX. So I've been working with SmartX now for, I think this is our 5th or 6th episode together. It's going really good. I hope you guys are enjoying this second stream a week that I've been putting out. If you want to support me, check out the SmartX team. I've left all their information in the description of this video. In the next video I'll record some sort of, maybe platform overview, just so it's like you guys can actually see what the platform looks like. But they're doing a lot of really cool stuff. I think these guys are going to be a major player in the next bull run, more so than just being a DEX, but kind of an entire ecosystem. But I'll leave you with this quick video, and then we'll get into the shitcoining. All right.
As always, is a groundbreaking DeFi protocol that has successfully tackled impermanent loss, a persistent issue in DeFi. Join them on their journey to redefine the DeFi landscape and unlock new possibilities in the world of decentralized finance. With their innovative solution, they have turned the tables, transforming impermanent loss to impermanent gain. Discover how SmartDex's state-of-the-art technology works and learn how you can benefit from this unprecedented development in DeFi. Our platform is user-friendly, secure, and designed to maximize your earnings. Stay connected with the SmartDex team and community and get the latest updates by following all their social media channels. I'll leave all of those in the description of this video. Let's get back to the shitcoining.
Okay, so we are going to start the video with the original shitcoin, okay? The biggest shitcoin of them all, Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin is the original shitcoin. So we are going to start with looking at this chart, because at the end of the day, if Bitcoin eats a massive wean, I expect most altcoins to get absolutely crushed, and it won't matter how big the order block that I draw is, it won't really do anything to stop the market as a whole from just going down with the ship. Okay, so we'll start with Bitcoin. So right now on the weekly chart, we are in an uptrend. Okay, so that's the good news, right? We are still within this kind of weekly bullish structure here. This looks like a very clear weekly higher low. So my thesis for Bitcoin remains bullish so long as we are maintaining the weekly uptrend, which means this has to be the higher low, right? Just like this had to be the higher low on this pullback. So if we are going to pull back from here, as long as we do not break below this low, I still think a pullback is a long. So the question then becomes, is this the pullback, right? Is the pullback down to here? Is the pullback, much deeper? I don't know yet. That's what we're trying to figure out. And we're going to just play level to level, trying to determine, where, this pullback might go to. So I'll zoom into the lower time frames here in a moment and kind of give you my thoughts on where I think price can go to. But what I see on the weekly chart here is a couple of things. I still see this as a level of interest on the upside. Okay. And then I see a very similar potential setup, right? Sweep, retest. Okay, so there's your breaker, boom, break above, retest. What do we have here? A sweep, retest. So this is an area right here where I would absolutely be interested in longing if price comes down there. Will it go down that low? Will it go below there? I have no fucking clue, and we will not know until it gets there. But if we get down here, I want to be paying attention. Look what happened when we finally because look here, this took 9 weeks or more than 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the 13th week. Okay, I've been talking about this retest forever. It took 13 weeks for price to actually come back and retest it. And then you had like a couple of days to buy before it fucking pumped 20%. Right? So if we are going to come back to this level, I want to be paying attention. This is where an area that I want to be locked in at, okay? So mark that one on your charts. That's an area of interest, high time frame. And then I think the draw becomes obviously up to here still. So that's the area of interest for me on the weekly. Now let's zoom in a bit to the H12. So we have our weekly area of interest down here. Would be interested in buying if we come down here. Okay, 100%. Targeting up into this high. Now, within this kind of lower time frame consolidation, what are we looking at here? Well, we basically have a range from here to here, right? Trade the range low, the range high. Now we're back near the low, but we've swept the high. So just looking at this like kind of on a fresh chart, fresh eyes, I think that the next most likely draw on price is below these lows again, is here. Okay, I think this, at the very least, maybe down to here, but at the very least down to, 29.6, 29.5 is the next area where I think is the likely draw for price. The question then becomes, is that it? Do we come down here, deviate, and get back in the range? If so, I will not just be waiting here for longs. I'll try and take a long here, because I can absolutely see price do this and then trade up to here, okay? That can absolutely happen. So this is kind of the next area where I want to see a reaction on price. Below 29,600, 29,500. I think that area gets run, this kind of range low, and then how we react at the range low is going to be telling. If we get down here and it just looks like shit still, no bullish price action, then I'm watching for that move to the weekly zone. But if we get down here and there's some buying, right? We get some bullish SFPs, bullish market structure breaks on the low time frame, then I might be interested in a long, right? Back into the range. This becomes a deviation. And then maybe up to the liquidity at 32,400 that everyone has been waiting for. Okay? So that's kind of my general plan for Bitcoin right now, is I do think that this trade's a little lower still. And then we decide, or then we will find out, if this is going to, be a shallow pullback and then maybe another rip. Maybe we just continue raging, or if we're going to get a deeper pullback, which is what I'm absolutely interested in buying if given the opportunity. Now, in terms of, trade setups, right? I posted this in Telegram. So if you guys want my pure charts, no shit posts and things like that, the best places to find that obviously are in my Telegram. But if you want trade ideas, full breakdown of my system and shit like that, I do all of that in the Haven. And you can find that information in the description. But this was posted in my Telegram, right? We have a 12-hour breaker there, right? We swept this high. We broke the low here. So for me, right, this area is an area where I'm looking for price to reject from. We're rejecting a little bit here, but we could still trade deeper in here, right? And we could reject, and then that could take us down into the low here, and then potentially down into the low here. So for now, I have a bearish bias on Bitcoin. I think we trade at least to 29.5, 29.6, and then we'll see from there. I have a H12 bearish breaker, which is acting as resistance right now. Maybe we trade further up into it. And if we do, you know what to look for in this zone to get yourself in a trade if you're not in one already. You know the setup that I like to take in here. So that's what I'd be watching for, and then a sell-off into the range lows, and then we'll see from there. Okay? So that's kind of the game plan for Bitcoin. And obviously, if we have a move down here and then a reclaim, that's when you want to start piling into your alts, because then it's likely that we're probably going to have another leg up. And that's when you want to be playing those altcoins, right? When Bitcoin is going up, or ideally, at least it's going sideways, right? If it comes back in, but we just continue to range, look at Solana. Look at so many of these other altcoins that are still doing well, even though Bitcoin's just going sideways. The last thing you want is for Bitcoin to roll over and shit the bed, because I think then the whole market shits the bed with it. Okay, so that's kind of the quick high-level plan for Bitcoin. Does that make sense for everyone? I hope that's super duper crystal clear, as clear as I can probably make it. Frederick Engels, yo, thanks for this time. I know that this is a way better time for everyone because I'm awake. The North American people are awake, but it's also more tenable for, the UK, European folk as well. So I will try to consistently do these earlier. Taco summer. We love tacos. Hi, Maine. OG status amongst the crypto community. Thank you, brother. What's up, Marianne? What's up, IK? What's up, BB? How you doing? Gustavo, Solana leading the market. Bro, I am so butthurt about missing Solana. Okay? So goddamn butthurt. I posted this on Twitter, Telegram, everywhere. I was looking to buy Solana on this pullback here, I had bids literally set right here. Not quite that front run, but like right here, right at this candle's high. So I got like, and then my stop was going to be here, right? Target into the weekly supply. And this was like not even just leverage. I had spot buys and I was just being a little too pretty with it. Front run by like less than 1%. I should have just aped when I saw this fucking candle happening, but I didn't. And here we are. It's up fucking 30% from where I wanted to buy. So that's fucking cool. So I'm just praying that this motherfucker dips even just an iota so I can fucking get involved. Yeah, that's a fucker for sure. Okay. So thank you for reminding me that I don't own any Solana. I had almost forgotten that pain, but now I remember. Thank you. What's up, Evan from the UK? How you doing? White Wolf, what's up, G? It is Shitcoin day. Fabric 14. Poggers, what's up, Luis? Self-custody, Trezor, whatever. Yeah, can't really go wrong. Trader JX got barded on $CAD. Bro, this is a shitcoin stream, and you're talking about the shitcoin, which is my fucking country's currency. The ultimate shitcoin. The Canadian dollar. What a piece of shit. My birthday's on July 10th. Very cool, man. What's up, my fellow Cancer? Bro, you look younger than 32. You look 26 or 27. Well, that's good news. Thank you. I guess it's all the fucking, it's the lack of fucking sunlight that I see because I'm in front of my computer screen so goddamn much. I don't have any wrinkles and sun damage because I just never go outside. MGJ says cringy. Hey, bro, you're fucking cringy. How about that? Fuck you. You know, it's funny, like, with this whole Rollbit saga going on right now, like, you're seeing two very clear classes, right? Like, we're seeing a lot of very reputable influencers, respected people take the Rollbit deal, right? And then you're seeing some other people on the other side, right, say, like, oh, like, you're shilling a unlicensed casino, da-da-da. So it's funny to see kind of the bifurcation between the two parties. Listen, I take sponsorships. I've said this from day one. I would rather charge some company and then produce content for free for you guys than charge you guys at the end of the day, right? There's a question around, okay, well, what are you promoting, right? Okay, a lot of people promoted FTX and look what happened. Is that on the influencer? Oh, you're promoting a casino. Is that a good thing? You're promoting something that, encourages leverage trading. At the end of the day, it's on the end user, you, to do your own research. Just because I'm telling you that this video is sponsored by SmartX does not mean you should just go over there and start punting. You should do your own research. As with anything, just because Hasaka is partnered with Rollbit doesn't mean you shouldn't figure out what's going on before you decide if you want to use the platform. That due diligence is on you, right? Whether there is a question of ethics and morality around the types of companies that influencers are promoting, I don't know. What I find is there's people who are on their high horse, and sure, justified. Like, be on your fucking high horse. Shit on people taking deals. But on the other hand, as an influencer, right, whether I like it or not, I have an audience. It would be silly of me, in my opinion, to not monetize it in some way. I've spent literally 9 years on Twitter, getting to where I am now, 9 years. And I'm just supposed to not ever make any money from that. Crypto is just this weird place where everyone gets butthurt when anyone makes money outside of just trading, right? Any other space in the world, someone who has an audience takes a deal or sells something, no one gives a shit. But in Twitter, it's like, well, what the fuck? Don't you make money trading? It's like, yeah, but I can also make money from my brand and doing streams and other things. Like, why wouldn't I? It's just silly. So I don't really get the whole, and a lot of the people complaining are people who I guarantee, if you had the deal presented to you, you would take it in a second. It's very easy to complain when no one's offering you shit, okay? Hasaka I'm telling you, got a bag, okay? Clearly a bag so large that he doesn't care that it's a casino and he doesn't care about the potential reputational hit. Like, a lot of people were dragging him for taking the deal. That's how much money he got paid. It was so much that he doesn't give a shit. But at the end of the day, man, why are you building a brand if you're not going to try and get an advantage from it at all? Just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I can just delete Twitter, have some alt account, just trade, go about my business, not provide anything, but I don't want to do that. I like sharing with you guys. I like doing the streams. And if I can have a company pay me to do a stream that costs you guys nothing, why wouldn't I take that deal? And trust me, you guys should absolutely realize that this is the direction that the world is going. The internet, it's here to stay. Web3, it's here to stay. Influencer marketing is replacing traditional marketing. So if you have the ability to build a brand and then monetize from it, get your fucking bag, or else why else are you putting in the time? So I think a lot of people who are complaining are A, not getting anything offered to them at all, or B, are complaining from some moralistic high ground. But then so be it. Not everyone's morals are the same, and at the end of the day, it's up to the end user to decide what products they use. Just because The Rock tells me to drink a tequila brand or some fucking sports drink, does that mean you do it? Right? Do you really drink Monster Energy because you saw some UFC fighter have it in front of him in the press conference? Right? Like, do your own fucking research at the end of the day. But like, the whole idea of people being like, oh, like, I can't believe someone is taking money from a sponsorship. It's like, bro, how do you think, like, so many people on Twitter, like, you haven't been around very long, right? I'm getting completely off topic here, but you haven't been around very long. A lot of the OGs, made their money doing some fucking shady shit, way shadier than Robit. I'm talking like legit pump and dump altcoins on their following, where they had all of the supply, punted it to some groups, insta sold into the pump, and then they used that money to be early buyers to crypto and to Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff, like straight up robbing people. Targeted attacks, pump and dumps, like blood money. Okay. So like some people who you think are like God tier, untouchable idols, they did some shady shit. It was just long enough ago that most people forgot. Absolutely get your fucking bag. If you have a bag offered to you, get your fucking bag. Do your own research, right? At the end of the day, but get your fucking bag, man. Get your fucking bag. The government is coming for your fucking money. Central bank backed digital currencies are coming. Programmable money is coming. They don't want you to be able to spend your money how you want to. I think the window for getting rich is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I think you should do everything in your power, whether it be trading or anything else, to get as much money as you possibly can in as short of an amount of time as possible, because I think the window is closing. Okay, but anyways, let's get back to the charts, because I'm getting a little off topic. I hope it's not Don Alt you're referring to. No, I love Don Alt, right? Don Alt is one of the few people that can have that moralistic high ground, because he's literally never shilled anything ever, right? So I love Don Alt. I don't have any issue. He's one of the few people who I think can, have that high ground, because his rep is untouchable. But most of the other people complaining, they're never getting shit offered to him anyways. I guarantee Robit would give Don Alt $250,000 a month if he was willing to shill them. Okay? I guarantee it. So BitBoy is based according to this logic you're spewing. That's not what I said at all. I didn't say BitBoy is based. BitBoy shilled someone shilling a ref link or shilling a product or a project or whatever, there's levels to it, right? If BitBoy would have he would be getting paid in a token that would, of course, pump when he posted the content, and then he would dump it. That is completely different, okay, than Hasaka shilling Rollbit. Those are not even the same thing. So don't even try and conflate the two, Darsh. That's ridiculous. Okay, so let's look at Ethereum real quick, the ultimate shitcoin. Well, I said Bitcoin was the ultimate shitcoin. Can Ethereum also be the ultimate shitcoin? I hurt my back at the gym yesterday. Oh, it's annoying. Every time I like do anything, I just got like a pinch back there. Like that hiccup hurt. Okay. Ethereum. Oh, and one other thing I want to touch on Bitcoin. Something that just lines up really nicely here. You take June's high. Take June's high here. Okay. Down to June's low. Zoom in. So we've just traded above June's high. So if we're going to get the pullback I'm expecting, right, that lines up very well with the mid-range of June's candle. Okay, so this is June high and the low. And then this is the mid, right? So we just traded above June's high. If we get this rejection to June's mid-range, that also lines up very nicely with that weekly level of interest for me. Okay. So let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum, very similar to Bitcoin in my opinion. Obviously, it's been lagging Bitcoin, right? Like it's still in this kind of bottoming range where Bitcoin has already had, 2 legs of price above it. But just from a shorter term perspective here, right, on Ethereum, we do have a break in market structure here to the upside on the weekly. Okay, so that's a good look. And then we have a weekly SFP here on the downside. So Ethereum, to me, this becomes the weekly buy the dip zone. So just like I have this zone on Bitcoin down here at 28, similar level on Ethereum, in my opinion, is kind of this 1750 area. That would be the weekly area of interest for me. And we have this weekly bullish range. So this would just be a pullback into that weekly demand and into the discount of this weekly bullish range. Okay. Now zooming in a little bit, I think the shallow pullback on Ethereum. So Bitcoin's going to go to 29.5. I think Ethereum runs these lows, kind of around 1800. If Bitcoin's going to have the deeper pullback to 28K, I think Ethereum goes down to 1750 and below. All right. So shallow pullback, just like on Bitcoin, would be just clear out these lows. And then we see, do we get a bounce or is it really weak and we come down here and then we puke again? Okay. We don't know yet, but I think the closer draw on price ultimately is going to end up down here. Now on Ethereum, what I see is this fair value gap here. And then I also see this order block up here. So I'm unsure of how hard this bounce is going to bounce. How big is the bounce going to be? So Bitcoin, you can see it's already pushing up into that resistance area, right? It's already tagged it. Ethereum hasn't tagged this order block yet. It is within this fair value gap. So if it's really weak, it's going to reject from right here and trade down into these lows here. But if we get a bigger bounce on Bitcoin, so maybe Bitcoin trades up closer to, 30,800, even 31K, right? We can come up into here and then reject, right? So if that's the case, well then Ethereum, I would be looking for something similar, right? Up into this order block, up into here. And then again, I would be shorting. So right now, I'm trying to determine how high is this bounce going to go? But ultimately, I think the next move is lower. So whether it's like this or it's just this, I think 29,500 on Bitcoin gets taken out. And I think it's likely that these lows around 1810 on Ethereum get taken out. And then we see from there, Do we rip up and make a new high? I still think Ethereum has a chance to take out its yearly high here. What does it need to do to get up here? Well, it needs to take out liquidity in the opposite direction, right? There needs to be orders paired in the other direction. So is this enough juice to take us up there, running this consolidation here? Or do we need to have a bigger pullback, get more people shorting, and then the buyers step in and we get, the real ripper up into here? Okay, so that's what we're looking for. That's what we're watching for. I think likely something like this or something like this is kind of the higher time frame plan. But from a level to level perspective, I do not have a trade on Ethereum here, like in terms of a day trade. If we get some sort of H1 setup, so maybe a sweep of either of these highs, then I might be interested in shorting. Bitcoin, it's already tagged resistance, so you could have already shorted here. But if you're shorting here, your invalidation's up here, right? So if you're not short already, what I would look for is, okay, we got some highs here. Maybe we run some highs and then put in a bearish setup. That gives you a tighter risk reward, because from here down to here, that's a good trade, right? If you're just short here and your stop is way up here, the risk reward is not good enough right now to justify that trade. So if you're looking to try and get in a trade on Bitcoin and Ethereum, you're going to have to look on the lower time frames and wait for some sort of rejection or sweep, okay? So now let's get into the shit that we're all here for, the fucking shitcoins. So Unibot, I just said, is in an uptrend. I said we had a MSB to the upside. I said pull back into this order block and push higher. As you can see, we are in the order block. We're getting a move up. So the MSB occurred right here. We pulled back into the order block. Now we're getting a bit of a push up. We have also swept the low here. So if I'm a uniblock bull, what I want to see happen now is probably this low not get invalidated, right? So if this was the deep pullback, it pulled back deeper, right, into this order block here. Okay, this needs to close strong here, and I don't really want to see this low. Ultimately, you definitely do not want to see this low get invalidated, just from a technical perspective. If this thing is going to go up, that sweep should be it. Okay, so that's why the invalidation would be here. Because if this thing's going to go up, this sweep should be it, and probably shouldn't see us trade below here. But again, this is like not even traded on centralized exchanges yet. So take that with a grain of salt. But how it's looking right now, depending on what the rest of the market does, I would want to see this area hold for potentially higher prices. But yeah, definitely don't want to see it trade below that low there. Okay, so on Trias here, I was looking for either this zone to hold or to long lower. I think this is a weekly zone. Yeah, so we kind of have like a weekly breaker here. So I was looking, saying, hey, we're trading right around here. I said, if it holds here, maybe it goes up. If not, we're looking lower. So it did not hold. So for this, I'm interested in lower, right? Looks like this is breaking down. 350 to 370. Let's see if we get a reaction there. And that's based on the weekly. Okay, OXO. So the squiggle. Boom, boom, boom. The actual price action, pretty good. So you want to see this thing kind of hold where it's at, right? I said this is going to be the higher low. I think this is from the weekly. Yeah. So we want to see the higher low form here within this weekly order block, right? 3-day order block. I said this is where the higher low should form, right? And you can see we traded in. We got a nice reaction. So that remains the case. If this thing is going to go up, you want to see this structure now become bullish on the lower time frame. So the 3-day is not enough information yet. We tagged the zone, we pushed up, still too early to tell. But if you go on the H12, you now want to see an uptrend. You want to see higher highs and higher lows form here coming out of this 3-day order block. So Again, going to depend on what the rest of the market wants to do. But for now, it's holding the area that we wanted to see it hold. Right? It's holding the area that we now wanted to see it hold. I like to see this kind of a move here, right? We ran below that low and then we took out the high, right? Took out the high. So now I'd want to see this area hold, because similar logic to Trias or to Unibot. This sweep below here should be the low if this thing's going to go higher, right? Because if this low goes, we're probably going to trade way lower into a bunch of these lows down here. So any sort of move into here, you want to see get bought up and price continue to go up if this thing's going to be bullish. I remember this one being hideous and I hated it. And I said the only thing I'd be interested in is if it reclaimed this level, stop below here. As you can see, we traded up, right? I want to see this kind of fractal play out. You have your high, you have your deviation, reclaim. So we have that entire thing play out, but this thing just looks quite weak, right? So this is a really good example of TA and trading in general, right? I wanted to see this happen. We got that. Like up until this candle here, we got exactly what I wanted to see. We had our move, we had our deviation, then we broke above the high. Ideally, you want to see it go up after that. But guess what? It can do exactly what you want it to do, right? Deviation, break the high, and then it can just do this. It's not going to work every single time, right? It's a pattern. It's a theory. It's logic, okay? There's a run below the lows, a break and mark structure in the other way. That gives me confidence to go long, and you pile that on with all your other factors. But the things that you want to see happen can happen, and price can still go down, okay? So you got to keep that in mind. Or sorry, it can just still not work. So this idea of what I wanted to see happen, but price is not bouncing. Oh, what the fuck? You said if this happens, it's going to bounce. Like, that's what I would like to happen. It's not going to happen every time, right? That's trading. There's going to be a ton of instances where price does what you think it should do, and then you long it, and then it just goes down, and then you're like, what the fuck? No one's strategy is right 100% of the time, okay? You're never going to be right 100% of the time, and that's okay, right? But you need to have things that you look for to get involved in trades. You need to have a system, but your system is not going to be perfect. There's going to be lots of trades that you get wrong, even though all the things you wanted to see happen. So that's a good example here. It got the deviation, it broke up, retest, just no reaction. Looks like it wants to just die from here. And that's going to happen. This one, I think I was looking to trade a little lower into demand here. And it looks like we're going to get it, right? So into this weekly order block, that's where I said I'd get interested in district. And it looks like we might get it. I don't know. This could end up being a sweep here on the daily. Is it? Or is it below? Guess I could just look at the open price, which is 26. And what is the low here? 25.8. So it is an SFP technically on the daily. So maybe this is the low. Maybe it's not going to come as low as I thought. And this is just a higher low. So that's something to watch here. Decent little bounce. I wanted it a little bit lower. So if it's not going to come as low as you want it, right? Okay. Well, how do I get involved in this? To me, some type of coin like this, I would want to see it reclaim kind of this breakdown point, and then you can get long. So if it is going to go up from here, I'd like to see it get back above here, and then your risk becomes this low, right? Then your stop becomes this low here. If it gets back above there. Okay, I know I'm just powering through these guys because I want to look at new coins. I don't want to just talk about shit we've already, we did last week. This one I just had coming into support. It's getting a bit of a reaction here, but again, I would need to see something on the lower time frames. to justify a long on something like this. So if you go down to like the H4, okay, we're into support, traded below. Let's see if we can start putting in some bullish market structure. And if we can, right, then you have a trade idea forming in here with a risk below here. But for now, I'm not just buying because it's down here. I would need to see something. God, what is the squiggly here? Yeah, like here's another example, right? This is that long accumulation, break below, reclaim, trade higher. So we got the long accumulation, we traded below, but we're kind of back below this price floor here. So it doesn't mean that this can't go up. This is still potentially a higher low, and this is potentially the beginning of a change in direction, right? But I would want to, I'm not interested in longing this until this point, right? I want to see it reclaim and hold that old floor, and that's where I'll want to get involved. So this is here, right? I want to see it get above here and hold. Came above briefly, but right back below. Once it starts holding above here, that's when I get interested in something like this. So I'd still wait on this one to be above here and holding before you get involved. Sweet. Okay, this one I think was pretty straightforward, right? We had our range. Is it a daily range? Yeah, daily range, daily order block. We're trading into it right now. So this is definitely one to watch. No, buddy, you probably have to pee. I'm sorry. This is probably a decent one to watch on the long side. Depending on what the rest of the market does, this could potentially be a market to long if the entire market as a whole does not shit the bed. Okay, so if we're able to trade above here and hold, and the whole market doesn't shit the bed and everything's going to go up, this could probably be a nice little long with your stop below there. Okay, so this is actually one that I would watch. Sweet. If it gets above 68 cents, stop below 63 cents, assuming the rest of the market doesn't completely implode. Okay. Yeah, so VLOW, I wanted to see either a move above this high or a run below the lows. You can see we are getting that run below the lows here. So now I need to see some sort of reclaim happen before being interested. We're into potential high time frame support. We have a weekly order block here. We could be putting in some sort of higher low here on the 3-day chart, on the daily chart. But we are trading below these lows here. So now I want to see some sort of reclaim, right? I need to see some sort of reclaim before I'm interested. This is obviously the super mega conservative long, right? But I want to see us trade back above this old low before I'm interested. Back above here. And then I might be interested in something like this. But for now, not super interested. We're still in an area of potential support, but just looking at this list, right, there's clearly some stronger coins. What did I have here? Media licensing token. Okay, so this is kind of like a weekly breaker. So that's what I would need to see here for me to get interested on this one. I don't think I like anything on this one on the low time frame. So really nothing doing here. We're trading dead in the middle of a range. I don't really want to take a trade in the middle of the range. But if we are able to turn this into a weekly breaker, so we need to bounce and get above here, above 15 cents, then I might be interested in, longs on something like this. But in terms of taking a trade right at the middle of the range, not something of interest for me. Okay, so let's clear the board here. I am going to look at Solana here real quick because it is one of the strongest movers. So I don't even know where I posted this, but I agree with it wholeheartedly, right? So above there, which we're very close to, we teleport, right? So this becomes a weekly breaker. If we get above here, This is the up candle before a down move that took out a low into high time frame demand. We get above here, 22. I think this thing just teleports, just like Bitcoin did here, right? We had the weekly, this is the equivalent level to 22. We swept into high time frame demand, got above, and we didn't even stop. It just fucking ripped, right? But if you look on like the 12 hour, right? Soon as we got above there, closed above, expansion, right? Same kind of idea here on Solana. We get above here, I think this thing teleports aggressively. So I'm very interested in trying to get in longs on this motherfucking coin. It's just not giving me a ton of opportunities to do so. But yeah, above 22, I think Solana goes gangbusters. Where would I like to buy this thing? I would like to buy it fucking lower, obviously. But I don't know if I'm going to get, what I want. If we get any sort of pullback, I think, into like, I don't know, here, maybe even a little lower, right? Maybe dip below these lows, but any sort of pullback into here, mega long. If we do not get the pullback, if we get above 22, I'm going to have to be much more aggressive in trying to find a long trigger. So ideally, for me to want to get in Solana, I'm going to need the market to pull back just so I can get on board. Okay, so that's a lot of charts we just powered through. So let me just go to the chat real quick. This guy says, when GF? I already got one, bro. We're above 30K. You should have one too. You're no longer gay, my friend. Main, respect. Thank you for everything you do. Do you have advice for who to follow finding gem alts? Not me. I'm the last person to follow for that shit. Jeb Exotic. Just watching Wimbledon right now. Some guy has a neck the size of Maine's. Do you think it'd be an impediment to elite tennis play? I don't know, but I do know I'm really good at ping pong. So if there's any sort of correlation between tennis and ping pong, there you go. What's up, Savage Habits? 40th birthday, 50th birthday. You guys think I'm that old? Come on. Does trading doesn't make you too much money? Really bad English. Again, one of the most brain dead arguments is you make money doing something. Why does Elon not make enough money from Tesla? Why do you need to launch SpaceX? Like, does Amazon not make enough money selling stuff online? Do they need to do AWS web services as well and all sorts of other things that they do? Like, why would you limit yourself to only one stream of income? Especially because trading is so risky in that you have to put up your money to make money. One of the smartest things to do would be to have some other streams of income to supplement your trading income that are more consistent and steady. Brain dead argument, in my opinion. Like, why make more money if you already make money is effectively what you're saying, which is stupid. 100% people don't like to see others win. It's up to the users to know what they're doing. 100% agree. Good points. Have you ever shared how and when your brand really started taking off? Would be great to hear some tips. Listen, I have 500 videos on YouTube. 500. I've been on Twitter since 2014. There's a lot of people whose accounts grew very quickly. I've been around for a very long time, consistently posting for years. But I saw my biggest growth during the beginning and the mania of the last bull run. I started to get popular in kind of 2017, 2018, because I was bearish when Bitcoin was at 20K. And when Bitcoin went to 6K, I told everyone that that level is not going to hold. So I started to gain some credibility then and near the bottom. And then it just went up from there. But it was just consistency, right? I was on that shit and I continued to put out content. And I'd like to think I put out stuff that people found value in, or else why would they follow? Bro, that's not an order block. Order blocks are down close candle followed by expansion with fair value gap. Okay, bro. I know what a fucking order block is, bro. I'm a little bit more malleable with my fucking rules. I'm not some ICT, fucking acolyte who has to follow everything he does to the letter. Joe Main, would you snack on your own wiener if you could? Well, I can, but I'm not going to, because that is very, very, very gay. Yeah, what a weird question, bro. Bro, do you do deadlifts? Only reason I do dumbbell deadlifts is safe on my back. I don't really deadlift anymore. And when I do, I don't deadlift heavy. Like at my max, I was deadlifting like 4 and a bit, right? Like 425 pounds. So like just over 4 plates on each side. But I'm fucking 33. Like, what am I doing deadlifting fucking 400 pounds? There's no point. Now I'll deadlift 225, but I'll just do it with really good form and for reps. Smash the like button for Maine. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Yes, please do. Hi, Maine. Why do most trader streamers never talk about trading right off range high low? I've only heard SFP plans. What's the game plan for if price bounces straight off the high or low? Listen, I mean, the range is just a framework, right? Like, if I'm interested in trading within the range, yeah, I like to find sweeps, etc. But in reality, I trade ranges like this. If I'm bullish, I want to be looking for reasons to long here. If I'm bearish, I want to be looking for reasons to short up here. Whether it's a sweep of the low or not, I'm interested in looking for reasons to get in long in the lower part of the range and reasons to get short in the upper part of the range. So if we're bullish leading into this, right? Boom, right? And then we start doing this. I say, okay, well, we have an order block here. If we come down to that, it's in the lower part of the range, I'm looking to get long. I don't need it to sweep the low by any means. Okay, Chad, when should I start loading up on alts? I've got 30K life savings. I suck at trading. What alts to buy? If you suck at trading and all you have is 30K life savings, stay the fuck away from any sort of fucking crypto. I understand the desire to like hit it big and hopefully the alt you buy is 1000x. The likelihood of you buying an altcoin that's going to go up 10, 20, 30, 100 plus X, very low. The likelihood of you buying it going up like crazy and you holding it that entire time, very fucking low. If you suck at trading and have no interest in learning, in my opinion, the best bet is to dollar cost average into something like Ethereum, something that you know is not going anywhere and is likely going to make a new all-time high in the next bull run. Dollar cost average in on major red days, that's a way better strategy than just punting on some random altcoins hoping that they go up. Okay, so let's 4 p.m. EST and I'm polluted. Let's fucking go. Does that mean you're drunk? Because if so, what a great term for being wasted. I mean, what happened to the rental Audi that the homeless man crunched? I had to file a police report. I had to file a claim through my insurance, and I'm going to have to pay the fucking deductible. It's all bullshit. Yeah, or DCA into stocks, because at least stocks, at the end of the day, there's companies on the other end making money. Okay, I'm going to take a few chart requests here, guys, real quick, and then I have to hit the road. I've got dinner at 6, and I've got a 4-hour drive ahead of me. So, and it's 1:30. So let's do. I'll take 3 coins. Okay, we got one. We've got Inge. I've done H-bar in the past. So I'm gonna not do that one. I'm gonna take one from Twitch here. So someone in Twitch hit me up with a coin. And I'm sorry I didn't go over as many shit coins this stream. I will do another stream next week that will go over more. I just felt like it was important to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum right now, because if they nuke, right, shit coins are gonna get fucking crushed anyways. This guy says, what makes people bullish or bearish overall? I heard PYR here. I don't know if price is in an uptrend or a downtrend is generally it for me. Okay, we have someone on Twitch saying FTM. So I will do that as well. Okay. Inge. So, I mean, look, this kind of looks bearish to me. So we have this weekly range here, right? Low to high. Swept the weekly low here. Now it kind of looks like we're deviating this high. And there's liquidity down below here, right? This is liquidity in my opinion. So this coin, right? If the market's going to roll over, this actually, to me, looks like a potential good short. I think you could probably be hunting shorts on this. Right? Bearish order block, broke down, retest, sold off, broke down, retest. So I'd actually be short biased on Inge into some of these lows as long as it stays below this old high here. So if the market's going to roll over, this looks like a coin that would potentially be a good short, in my opinion, because this looks like, you know, if we get above here, I think we trade up to $10 and we trade up to the range high. But if we stay below here, I think we wipe out a bunch of these lows here potentially. So this could be a really good short. And then if we come all the way down here, this is an area where I'd absolutely long this thing. If we come all the way down, right, this is a huge pullback. But if we come down to this weekly order block, definitely would be interested in longing this coin. For now, it looks like bearish to me. As long as it's below 820, I think it's a short, like one to look for a short on. Shorting today before this fucking wick when it was up here would have been money. But as long as it's below 820, I think this thing probably goes down. If it gets above 820, above here, then this kind of becomes a breaker, and I think you can trade it very easily up to $10. But crypto's volatile, so it usually breaks trends. How do you figure it all out? Need a video on it, Poppy. It's almost like you need a market structure video. I don't know. Yo, what up, SZ? How you doing? I think SZ just shorted this, so I concur. This looks like shit. Pyre. We're just doing... Is SZ the one suggesting these coins? He's short Inge, okay? And I know he's got a bag of PYR. I know he does. Come on now. Yeah, so listen, like this kind of coin, not a ton to do. Like we're just kind of going sideways here, right? Like this is just a big old range from here to here, right? This is just a big old range. So in my opinion, right, if you're bullish on this coin, you know, you want to see it hold this accumulation range. This is very high time frame analysis, right? Like we've got a nice little sweep there on the weekly. So maybe that's enough to get things, you know, moving to the upside here. Or maybe it wants to run these lows here. But this is a big range. So if you're bullish on this project, I would want to see it either run these lows and get some exposure, or you want to see it just continue to hold this range, get above mid-range, right? Target range high, sweep the lows, target the mid-range. But for now, this is just a big sideways accumulation. And if you think this thing is going to go up because you believe in the project, you think it's great, whatever you might, want to fucking do with your altcoin bags, I would want to see it maintain this range. You do not want to see it close below 2.62. If we start getting closes below 2.62, I think this is probably something that you do not want to hold because there's a chance that it trades a lot lower. But as long as it's kind of maintaining this range, this could be an accumulation range, right? But in terms of a trade, like where do I think this is going next? I don't know. I don't really have a good read on it. Looks like it's found some support here, but I don't really have a trade idea on this. Yes, there's a weekly SFP, but I don't know, maybe there's a trade, on a pullback into like this area and then higher. Nekizar is always complaining that I don't read the Twitch chat. Not only have I been reading it today, I'm picking your friggin' suggestion. So you're welcome, bro. FTM, right? Like you would hope that this is the higher low here. Like that is your hope on this coin, right? Is that this is the low of the bear market here for it, and that it's going to hold here. That's got to be your hope, in my opinion, is that monthly zone here holds. So that would be my kind of high time frame view on this coin, is you want this area to hold, because if it does not hold, well, then where's this thing going? Like back here, right? Because that's the next zone, way fucking down here. And you don't want to see that, right? Below these lows, way the fuck down here. So you really want to see it hold this area that it's in right now, in my opinion. So it's a good start, right? Like you have a big sell-off. We sell off 90% from all-time high, right? Here's all-time high. We sell off 95%. We go sideways, right? We trade below these lows here. Big move to the upside. Now we fully retrace the move, basically. You want to see it kind of hold this area if this thing's bullish, in my opinion. So 19 cents to 26 cents. I know that's a big range, but this is where price needs to form a higher low, high time frame, if this thing is going to continue to go. Yeah, let's see here. I don't know, like a lot of red candles in a row here, looking kind of heavy. Definitely would want to see it, kind of hold where it is, or else it's going to trade deeper into this higher time frame box. But you definitely want to see it hold this area from a high time frame perspective. From a lower time frame perspective, so like intraday, potential support here, but Bitcoin, Ethereum looking iffy, right? So if Bitcoin and Ethereum go up from here, or even just dip a little bit and then go up, this seems like an area of interest for buying. But if Bitcoin's going to nuke, 5-10%, I would be careful. Okay. All right, guys, I literally have to go because I have to start, fucking packing because I have to drive for several hours, and I've got dinner, and I do not want to be late. So I've got a dip, unfortunately, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are enjoying this new series. If you are, show me some love, show me some support. Interact with the tweets, like the videos, leave comments, follow me across all social media, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, fucking Threads. I'm everywhere. Twitch, YouTube, all the good stuff, okay? So follow me all those places, guys. interact with the stuff, like the tweets. I hope you guys enjoy the new streams. Like I said, I'll be back with some. Go 10 more minutes. You just retweeted my link, bruh. I gotta go. Okay, I'll do another 2 coins very, very quickly because I do have to fucking bounce. Two more vids. If you're here late, guys, all of these videos stay up on my YouTube. You can always watch them at a later date. Yeah, we can absolutely plan a joint stream with Trader SZ. I know he would love to do that. Maybe we'll do it on a weekend night, and we can have some drinks while we do it or something like that. Okay, I'll take one more coin suggestion here very quickly. You guys always want to see the same shit. It's always the same coins. LTC, Ocean. We've done all these coins before. We've done Pepe. Like we did Pepe, bro. We did Pepe. Did Pepe a shitload. Yeah, anytime, brother. Hit me up in the DMs. I'm down. Litecoin. I don't know, right? Like, this is kind of where I would want to see. This is where I'd want to see Litecoin, hold realistically is kind of here. But, if it gets below if it gets below this box, right? If it gets below 88, I don't know how it doesn't go to 70. Right? So like this needs to hold because below here, very ugly, very quickly. But yeah, I don't know. That looks bad. And we have halving coming up for Litecoin next month. And the chart doesn't look very good, right? So Inge I already did, bro. Inge looks like shit to me. Let's take a quick look at BNB here. Like this looks sketchy, right? Like this is such a big level here and we're just sitting right on top of it. So I would be very, very cautious because below this zone, right? Like this thing, I don't even know where this goes because this is just complete air. So I would be very careful. I'd be very careful if you're, a BNB holder. I know CZ is going to do everything in his power to make sure that this thing doesn't fucking die. But if we get below 220, I don't know where this thing finds any sort of support, right? So right now, you look at the daily chart. Okay, we have a big SFP on the upside here. Pretty nasty rejection there. Yeah, I don't know, man. BNB looks kind of sketch to me. Rejection there. Maybe a little higher. But if it gets below 220, literally like the next level that I see is 180, like this low. And then below there, I see like 150. So this one's sketchy. I'd be very careful on BNB. If the market's going to nuke, this is a candidate to nuke very hard, in my opinion. Right? If you look at BNB BTC, right? This looks like anemic. This looks anemic. This looks really shitty, right? So if the whole market's going to nuke, right? If Bitcoin goes to 28K, let's say, right? Which is like a 10% nuke or something like that. Bitcoin goes to 28K. This thing's going down to here and BNB USD looks like shit. So very interesting time. I think we want to be very careful. I would love to, see Bitcoin trade down to 28. It's kind of where I'm watching. But initially 29.5, I think, is the next likely place. Maybe a little bit higher, but I think 29.5 gets run soon. All right, guys, I've got to go. I've got a big drive ahead of me and I have not packed and I'm already running behind. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you guys. Shout out to SmartX for sponsoring these streams. If you want to support me, the best way to do it, use those links in the description of these videos. Interact with my shit. Love you all so much. I will talk to you soon. Wish me a happy fucking birthday. I'm getting old, guys. Birthday's in